I never thought I would say something like this out loud. My dad sued us, me and my husband. I'm 30 years old, my husband is 31, my dad is 61, and for almost 2 months now, and I haven't spoken to him. That has never happened before in my life, but this time I drew a hard line, and honestly, I still don't know if I'll ever cross it again. The short version of the story is this. During a power outage and freezing rain, my dad went outside our house, slipped on the ice, fell down, and then decided to sue us, even though he wasn't seriously hurt. But the whole situation actually started a few days earlier. It was Boxing Day. We were at my parents' house for a holiday dinner, just a normal family gathering, food everywhere, people talking over each other, Christmas music playing quietly in the background. At some point that evening, my husband had a little too much to drink, not in a dramatic way. There were no arguments, no embarrassing moments. He didn't cause a scene. He wasn't rude to anyone. He was just a little more cheerful than usual, maybe 1 or 2 drinks more than he should have had. That was it. But apparently my dad took issue with it. The next day he called my husband and completely chewed him out. "You're 31 years old," he said. "You should know better than this." My husband was annoyed, obviously, but he brushed it off. He told me later, "Your dad just likes having something to complain about." At the time, I honestly thought that was the end of it. I wish it had been. 2 days later, on December 28th, I invited my side of the family over to our house. It was supposed to be a simple Christmas movie and board game night. Nothing fancy, just family. My mom came, my dad came, one of my cousins came, a few other relatives too. We had snacks laid out on the table, hot drinks in mugs, and a stack of board games ready to go. The house felt warm and cozy. For a while, everything was great. People were laughing. Someone was joking about how terrible one of the Christmas movies was. It felt like a perfectly normal family night. Then around 7:30 in the evening, the power suddenly went out. The whole house went dark. At first everyone laughed. Someone joked that the night just became more festive, but then we looked outside. Freezing rain had started, and suddenly people were less amused. Everyone started thinking about heading home before the roads got worse. There was just one problem. There was a massive salt shortage in our area. You literally couldn't buy road salt anywhere. Stores had been completely sold out for weeks. We had actually tried to buy some earlier that week, but couldn't find any. So our driveway and walkway weren't salted. When my cousin stepped outside to go to his car, he slipped almost immediately. He didn't seriously hurt himself, but it definitely scared everyone. My dad grabbed him and helped him back inside. But instead of laughing it off, my dad started yelling in a room. "How do you not have salt?" he demanded. We explained the situation. We told him about the shortage. We told him we had tried to buy some, but he kept going, like somehow we were personally responsible for winter. Then he did something that still makes absolutely no sense to me. After watching my cousin slip, after hearing us explain that the ground outside was basically ice, my dad decided to go outside himself alone in the dark during freezing rain. My mom even asked him where he was going. He just said, "I'm checking something." A few seconds later, we heard a loud thud outside. We grabbed flashlights and ran out. My dad was sitting on the ground. He had slipped. We helped him stand up and brought him back inside. Thankfully, he wasn't seriously hurt. He had a bruise, but that was about it. He was walking completely fine. We offered him ice. We offered him Tylenol, and I tried to lighten the mood a little. I said, "Dad, maybe now that you're over 60, you shouldn't go outside alone in weather like that. That was apparently the wrong thing to say. He snapped immediately. Don't question my abilities. Then he started yelling again, this time in front of everyone. The entire room went quiet. You know, that uncomfortable silence where nobody knows what to say, that kind of silence. At that point, people just wanted to leave. So my husband and I grabbed flashlights and a bag of kitty litter to spread on the ice. Then we slowly walked people out to their cars one by one, carefully, in the dark, during freezing rain. No one else fell. Eventually everyone left. The night ended awkwardly, but I honestly thought that was the end of it. I figured my dad would cool down, so I gave him 24 hours. Then on December 30th, I sent him a text message. I simply asked how he was feeling. I asked if he was okay. Instead of answering normally, he told me he blamed my husband for the entire situation, not me. My husband, because we didn't have salt. Then he told me something that completely shocked me. He said he had contacted the municipality. He said he had contacted the regional authorities. And then he told me he had hired a lawyer to sue us, his own daughter. I just stared at the message for a long time. And then he added something even stranger. He said he had already told the entire family that he was doing this, almost like he was proud of it. That was the moment I decided I was done. I immediately blocked his number. My husband and I also left every family group chat that he was in. If someone is threatening to sue you, you can't keep casually talking to them. Anything you say could be used against you in court. So we cut off contact completely. Since then, I haven't heard from him at all. My mom, on the other hand, is furious. She didn't even know he had contacted a lawyer. He did it while she was at work, which tells me he probably knew it was a bad idea. She told me they had a massive fight about it. She even threatened to leave him for treating us this way. Later, she told me he supposedly canceled the lawyer, but honestly, who knows? I have no way of confirming that, and after everything that happened, I'm not sure I would trust his word anyway. My mom and I have talked a lot about his behavior, because lately it has been strange, more intense, more stubborn, more obsessed with being right, even when it damages relationships. She actually said something that stuck with me. She said, maybe something is wrong with him medically, maybe some kind of early brain disease, because the way he reacts to things lately just doesn't feel normal, and honestly, I've started wondering the same thing. My dad has always had anger issues. When I was growing up, he used to yell a lot, sometimes over the smallest things. There were times when he even got violent with my mom, my sister, and me when we were kids. Eventually he got help, and things improved when I was around 13 or 14, but there have still been occasional incidents over the years, and now this. So now I'm stuck. Part of me wants to unblock him and send a message explaining exactly how badly he broke our trust. Explain how much he hurt us. Explain what he would have to do to even begin repairing the relationship. But another part of me wonders if it's even worth it. Maybe the healthiest thing to do is just leave him blocked and move on with my life. Because when your own father decides that slipping on ice outside your house is a good reason to sue you, something in that relationship breaks, and I honestly don't know if it can ever go back to the way it was before. What would you have done? Tell me in the comments. Subscribe for more real stories.